Do we have more drama in the AEW locker room, this time with Andrade El Idolo and Sammy Guevara? I got all the news and the heat between both of them on social media. Is Joe Gacy involved with the Bray Wyatt White Rabbit mystery? Will he have something to do with the return of Bray Wyatt? Cody Rhodes, is he not winning the WWE Championship? News and notes on what WWE is thinking about Cody Rhodes, and all this plus so much more right here on Off the Script Extra. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is October 4th, 2022. I am JD from New York, as always, coming to you from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Tuesday afternoons, wherever you may be. Rainy afternoon, all weekend, actually, in New York City. Hopefully you guys are safe and dry. I will be live tonight. Just a warning for you guys, if you guys want to join me in the OTS venue. I will be live for NXT tonight. Supposedly, we're supposed to be undergoing some new changes for NXT, new colors, new performance center, hopefully a new attitude as we thankfully move away from the 2.0 bullshit that we've been given over the past year. Hopefully, things are different, and I will be covering the show live tonight on YouTube to go over all of these supposed changes that are coming for NXT. So join me then. If you guys missed the podcast last night, we were live from Monday Night Raw. We went over everything that we needed to on the go-home show for Extreme Rules, which everybody seemingly is excited about, spearheaded by the White Rabbit mystery and Bray Wyatt's return to WWE. So if you missed any of that stuff on Monday night, go and check that out, as well as I was live on Sunday for episode 446. If you missed any of that stuff, it's all on the homepage for you. Go and check it out. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And as always, I need you guys to hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS Extra. We're going to start off with the Royal Rumble, man. Royal Rumble tickets are selling incredibly well right now for the 2023 edition that will be taking place at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. They have the record for the event for gross revenue and ticket sales for the Royal Rumble dating back to 2017. Right now, on track, the 2023 edition is set to blow those numbers away. WWE sources confirmed to Fightful that over 25,000 tickets have been sold, a new record for the event as far as paid tickets and gross revenue for a first on-sale weekend for the Royal Rumble event. Thus far, the entire venue hasn't opened up, but sources did say that there will be more openings as the weeks move on. This is great. You know, WWE, as soon as Triple H took over, man, it's almost like that fire was ignited and it hasn't burned out since, or even showed any of the weaknesses that WWE had. We've seen nothing of that as far as Triple H taking over WWE. That fire is still brightly lit. It hasn't dimmed over the last several weeks. Everybody is just so excited. Everybody is hopeful. Everybody's just in love with what's going on right now. Slowly and subtly, things are changing, and that's obviously shown in the ticket sales. Survivor Series was sold out before anything was announced. Survivor Series, which has been one of the most dead and old-fashioned concepts that WWE's had, a concept that people didn't really care about, sold out in Boston before anything was announced. They had nothing but rumor and innuendo to go on, and the show sold out. Then Triple H announced, yeah, I'm changing Survivor Series for the way I want to do things. You guys are getting War Games. I mean, everybody who bought a ticket to Survivor Series thinking you were going to get the formulaic Vince McMahon bullshit, champion versus champion, Raw versus SmackDown nonsense, you're going to get a first-time ever spectacle by Triple H. How lucky are you guys? Royal Rumble is selling out. WrestleMania is already on its way to selling out. They didn't do that this year. Again, I don't want to place all of the praise on Triple H, but that man taking over and doing what he's doing with the roster right now and exciting everybody who watches this show. Ratings are up, ticket sales are up, interest is up, social media numbers are up. Everything is up with Triple H taking over, as I knew it would when we said he should be the one in charge with the way he ran NXT. Everything is just going beautifully for WWE, and I do think that he is a very, very big reason for that. And congratulations to them, man. I'm happy to see it. This is what I wanted. I wanted the excitement. I want the buzz. I want the interest because it makes me and what I do better. And I don't want to watch bullshit every week. I want to be happy with what I watch every week. I know we're not going to get a perfect show every week, but I mean, it's by far and away leagues better than what we've been given. So good for them. That's a great thing. And I can't wait to see what Triple H does for his first Royal Rumble as head of creative, man. I'm psyched for that. I can't wait to see what he does this WrestleMania season. Some backstage news and notes coming from Fightful on Monday Night Raw. Some of this may interest you guys. At one point, Judgment Day versus AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio was discussed to be the main event of the show. I don't know why it wasn't. I mentioned this specifically last night on Monday Night Raw. Again, they bookended the shows with the wrong matches. Alexa Bliss and Io Sky closed the show last night. That is not a main event. You don't put that match on in the main event and then expect people to hang around till 11 o'clock to watch that be the culmination of Monday Night Raw for 3 hours. That is ridiculous. In no way on no planet should Alexa Bliss be in the fucking main event of any show, period. She is absolutely iceberg cold. She is ridiculous. Judgment Day, AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio absolutely should have closed the show no matter what. Not that it's a surprise to anybody because I shit all over the segment. Daniel Cormier's video was a pre-tape. He wasn't live. It wasn't a live feed. It was a pre-tape. So Rollins and Riddle were talking basically or looking at somebody who pre-taped their segment earlier in the day, which is ridiculous. I felt like it took away from the overall intensity of the feud because they were going back and forth with personal jabs at each other. And then all of a sudden we see this fucking geek on the Titantron. Calm it down. Stop talking. Stop arguing. They were listening to a pre-taped fucking human being. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Original Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Alexa Bliss were to accompany Candice LeRae to the ring. That did not happen. She lost her match to Dakota Kai, which was very good. Dana Brooke filmed the match for main events against Fallon Henley of NXT. This was produced by Jason Jordan. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen took on Shelton Benjamin and R-Truth on main event. This was produced by Adam Pearce. They are not anywhere close to being ready for the main roster. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing on main event, Briggs and Jensen. That's ridiculous. There was an interesting production mandate for the ladders used in the women's segment on Raw. It was mandated that only 8 to 10-foot ladders be used or brought in for the match. That's them. I don't know why that would be done, but I guess they don't really want I guess they want to save the bigger ladders for Extreme Rules if they do need them. And I guess maybe, I don't know if it has anything to do with imagery or the way things are shot on television, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but Triple H mandated 8 to 10-foot ladders be used for this match between Bianca Belair and Bayley. Montez Ford, he was wearing a walking boot. Nobody knows if the injury is legitimate or not. Fightful cannot confirm anything with the walking boot, but they do know that the walking boot was a prop that was brought in by the prop department of WWE on Monday. So hopefully it is just her storyline and he's not really hurt. I mentioned last night that it looks like the Street Profits may be involved with the Bloodline in some way going into Survivor Series and going on in to War Games. The Fiend, or Bray Wyatt. We got all these White Rabbit clues coming out of Monday. More clues were uncovered in the hours following Monday Night Raw. The QR code actually also linked Gacy in binary code and it also included coordinates for the Wells Fargo Center, the site of Saturday night's Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The White Rabbit mystery has been the talk of the town in WWE. We got a new QR code on Monday Night Raw last night. Noticeably, if you guys click the link, you saw a picture, and the code took you to a picture, a painting of Samson and Delilah from the Bible. The photo is similar to a photo Bray Wyatt tweeted out. You guys can see on the screen here. Tweeted out the day after Alexa Bliss turned on him back in 2021. When hovering over the right side of the photo of Samson and Delilah, part of the coordinate appears for the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, which is the home of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view on Saturday, October 8th. Then we get a binary code that spells the word Gacy. I don't know if this has anything to do with Joe Gacy in NXT, with his stable Schism. I don't know. Some people said it may have something to do with John Wayne Gacy, the suicidal killer. I don't know what's going on with this binary code, but if you look at Joe Gacy's Twitter account, this is his profile picture. He's got his eyes X'd out, the same way that Bray had pictures hanging up in the Firefly Funhouse of all his arch nemesis. All of their eyes were X'd out. Also, if you go to Joe Gacy's Twitter, he tweeted a post about Cold Chamber's song called The Fiend. He posted lyrics for this song, The Fiend, by Cold Chamber, the heavy metal act Cold Chamber. He says, "We take everything in sight all through the night, leaving scars and crashing cars." Now, I don't think that Joe Gacy has anything to do with the Bray Wyatt QR codes and the White Rabbit. This all goes in line with the same thing. Karrion Kross, he still may be involved. I actually do think that he's still involved in some way. It's not by chance and coincidence that these QR codes, one of them showed up during a Karrion Kross vignette. Last night, we seen the QR code pop up in the Alexa Bliss segment backstage. The references to Samson and Delilah, this is something that Bray actually referenced with his relationship with Alexa Bliss during WrestleMania season when he lost to Randy Orton. I don't know, but I do know that whoever's in charge of all of this is being very, very sly. Joe Gacy, now people were talking about Baron Corbin because of the connection to Corbin, Kentucky. We got Karrion Kross. He was the White Rabbit in Lucha Underground. Aleister Black's theme song lyrics were found in one of the QR codes, source codes for the website. They're trying to throw you off the scent. And I think Joe Gacy is kind of playing along with this because, A, he was told to, and B, it gets people talking and they want to throw people off the trail that it really is Bray Wyatt. But I think everybody right now on Tuesday, going into Saturday's pay-per-view, expects it to be Bray Wyatt. The only thing is when he will show up. Will we see him show up on Saturday, and will he be alone? That's the only thing we don't know of right now, but everybody is talking about this. There's another clue that happened last night. There was another message that is actually in Predator movie language. Now, if you guys saw Monday Night Raw last night, you saw these weird texts and these weird letterings on Monday night. The message that actually was shown on Monday reads, "Before me, things created were none, save things, eternal, and eternal I endure." This is part of a famous quote that also includes the line, "All hope abandon, ye who enter here." The line obviously used in past Firefly Funhouse segments. So they are really kind of making you think as the weeks go on. And this may be the final week for all these White Rabbit clues and QR codes because all roads lead to Extreme Rules on Saturday night in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. It's going to be very interesting. If it's not Bray, I don't know what the fuck fans are going to do. I think they'll revolt. I think they'll go to Stamford, Connecticut and camp out at Titan Tower with their fucking pitchforks and crocodile tears. I don't know. But this needs to be the last week. Now, I don't know how much longer WWE can go on and do this with the QR codes. I think this needs to be the last week because I think they've given us more than enough to kind of figure out everything on our own as a community, and it all leads to Bray Wyatt. There was an interesting news article last night in Fightful, in a report from Fightful. Cody Rhodes and the world title. Everybody seemingly think, and I think, that Cody Rhodes is going to be on his way back to WWE. He's going to win the world championship. No matter who the champion is, Cody is destined to win the world championship. You would think. You would think. Right now, he's not on television. He's not active. He's hurt. He's rehabilitating. But he is obviously the odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. There's no doubt about it. Everybody is going to be talking about Cody the closer we get to the Royal Rumble. Cody, obviously, you guys know, is sidelined with a torn pec, and he looked like he was being set up to be the world champion. However, creatively, maybe they weren't as big of plans as many expected. Fightful Select spoke to numerous sources in WWE who said that at the time that Cody sustained his injury, Vince McMahon had not solidified plans to make Cody Rhodes the WWE or Universal Champion. Many assumed it was happening just based on how he was brought in and the hero's welcome that he got and how over he was as a babyface, and after what he did in Hell in a Cell, wrestling with the torn pec. That was obviously when Vince McMahon was still there. But we've heard that there were not firm plans for the title change in place. Instead, Vince McMahon, we are told, was all on board for the Roman Reigns double title reign, and there weren't ideas floated from Vince that would have indicated that he was ready to move on from that this summer. Now, you could look at this report and blast Vince McMahon all you want. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to give you guys a level-headed fucking statement in regards to this story. Fightful said that they spoke to numerous sources that at the time Cody Rhodes sustained his injury, Vince McMahon had not solidified plans to make Cody Rhodes the WWE or Universal Champion. I want you guys to think about how Vince McMahon handled things when he was in charge of WWE creative for Raw and SmackDown. Did Vince McMahon solidify any plans past a fucking week? No. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, Vince may not have solidified it then, but who's to say Vince wouldn't have thought about everything with Cody? And, you know, Cody wrestled Seth not once, not twice, but 3 times in 3 Match of the Year candidates. He wrestled one of those with a torn pec. He came back to a hero's welcome. He was the talk of the town during WrestleMania weekend, instantly became the biggest babyface in the entire company. I could sit here and blast Vince McMahon until the end of time, but there is no fucking way that they would bring this man in after all that he did in just a short stint before he got hurt and not see that he was the right guy for WrestleMania season to go against Roman Reigns if they did not lock down Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, to go one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Now, Cody is not going to get the job over Dwayne for Roman at WrestleMania. If that was the case, I could see this being legit. But there's no fucking way that everything that Cody Rhodes did went unseen and unheard. They cannot be that stupid. I refuse to believe they are that stupid. Cody Rhodes is going to be the WWE champion. Whether he beats Roman Reigns, whether they take a title from him and put the title back on Raw and he wins it by some other way, whether it's through the Royal Rumble, whether it's from, a tournament, we don't know. Vince McMahon and his team cannot be that fucking stupid. They cannot be that out of touch. They cannot be that blind when it comes to Cody Rhodes. I refuse to believe that. Yes, they were all on board. They're all on board for Roman Reigns in his title run. Triple H right now is all on board. They want him as champion going into WrestleMania. Do they want him as double champion? I don't know. But they want him as a champion going into WrestleMania. That doesn't mean he needs the WWE title. As long as he has the Universal title, let's start coming up with plans to take the WWE title off of him and maybe get that title on Cody at WrestleMania and give us moment after moment after moment after moment and as many moments as we can at WrestleMania in Los Angeles. That's the way I'm doing it. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think Vince McMahon and his team were that fucking stupid when it came to Cody Rhodes. Were they that fucking stupid? Absolutely. They were fucking dumb as a box of rocks. They were out of touch more than anybody I've ever seen run a wrestling promotion. But when it came to Cody Rhodes, I cannot sit here and think they were that out of touch and that fucking stupid. Biff Busick AKA Oni Lorcan, is back at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando. Per the report from PW Insider, he's working as a guest coach. Biff Busick is well respected in pro wrestling, and his in-ring work speaks for itself, and he would be a great hire for any wrestling promotion as an in-ring performer, as a coach, or a producer. Biff Busick signed a full-time deal with WWE back in 2015, where he worked under his real name on WWE television before WWE gave him the name of Oni Lorcan. He held the NXT Tag Team titles once with Danny Burch. Biff Busick asked for his release, which was granted in November of 2021. I like this move. If he's back as a coach or producer, great. You need guys like that, and he was a part of the Black and Gold, and he gets the Black and Gold. If they want to bring him back as an in-ring performer, his value to the company is absolutely exceptional, is Biff Busick. Not only is he a great professional wrestler, but Biff Busick, every time he was in the ring, he would go in there and basically, at his level, for a enhancement guy, he was probably one of the best enhancement guys that I've seen in a very long time. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, because Biff Busick and Danny Burch were actually a part of one of the best tag team matches in NXT history with the Undisputed Era. So I don't want to take anything away from them as a tag team. What they did was great, and they were a great babyface team. I didn't get it at first, but I loved Burch and Oni Lorcan as a tag team, and I loved them when they were around Pat McAfee and they were aligned with Pete Dunne. I thought they were a great trio. I really did. But as far as his role, he was basically used in that beginning stages as an enhancement talent. And if you're going to bring him back to television, that is the type of essence that I want on NXT television. He knows the Black and Gold. He was a part of the Black and Gold. He knows what it takes and what it means to be a part of the Black and Gold. And if he can get in there, he's the type of guy that is going to make all those young kids and everybody around him work better, work harder, work the way that they need to. He gets the WWE system. This is a brilliant move to bring him back, and I'm glad he's back. And maybe we'll see him back on television. Like I said, he was Black and Gold. And I think the more we do that and the more we get those Black and Gold performers back, the more we will, as a fan base, feel a little bit better about what we see on Tuesday night. Tony Khan. Tony Khan was recently interviewed by Robbie Fox of Barstool Sports from his podcast, My Mom's Basement. Damn, the name is taken. I was thinking about naming my bar that. Prior to All Out, Tony Khan was claiming that AEW had the strongest roster ever following the pay-per-view. Right now, he's currently happy with the way the roster looks. He praises how stable the roster is with Robbie Fox. He says this, and I quote, "We're on the best run of Dynamite ratings, the best 6 weeks we've had all year, the last 6 weeks. I think it's been a large part due to, most of all, the great support from wrestling fans, but also the wrestlers. Right now, we have a great crew. We have great champions, great contenders up and down the card, and now great stories coming into place because this has been the most stable TV crew we've had all year. The roster, like I've been saying, has just been great. We've had young stars come into place. We've had some of the top stars stepping up, and it's been stable. You've seen a lot of top stars consistently week to week, which we weren't able to because of all the injuries and obviously everything else that kind of factored into that. I'm still asking where Wardlow is, but I'll leave it up to Tony Khan. Wardlow apparently is wrestling Brian Cage tomorrow night on TNT, or TBS, I should say, for the TNT Championship. I would feature them, but a lot of them weren't here. It's great timing, and it's a great time in the company, and I think it's a great time in the wrestling business and a great time to be a wrestling fan. He also noted that injuries and the recent arrival of Hurricane Ian resulted in some plans changing, which I know for a fact he had to reroute plans on last Wednesday's show. Still a good show, but not the show that he wanted to give us on TV. He says, and I quote, "There have been so many different injuries. Obviously, the hurricane kept a few people out this past week that are prominent names, but that's a 1 week thing. Normally, that would be terrible and catastrophic, but really, first of all, you got to look at the hurricane itself with the priority that people need to take care of their families and their homes. But it's just 1 week dip compared to some of the major injuries and incidents that we've, put people out for longer periods of time. So frankly, the last 5-6 weeks have not only been the best TV ratings for the year for us, the best business period of the year for us, period. It's the perfect time to be going into the anniversary with this great support." So Tony Khan clearly is very happy about what's going on right now. Ratings are up. The revenue's up, right? He's got their first $1 million gate with AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. We got the roster almost back at full strength. We got the Elite hopefully coming back. MJF is back. Everybody's on their way back, right? WWE had their injury bug. AEW had their injury bug at the same time. Both rosters are looking strong. Both rosters are not 100%, but they're near 100%. That's great. That's great. Stories hopefully are going to come into play. I'm going to let it play out. Could it be better? Absolutely. But what could absolutely use some attention is the way some of their roster handles themselves on social media, which got me questioning a lot on Tuesday afternoon, especially after seeing what happened at All Out. It looks like AEW not only needs to get things situated backstage to keep a harmonious locker room, but it looks like they may need to hire somebody that's actually going to be a social media manager or take the fucking cell phones away from the roster. This is ridiculous. Andrade. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Andrade. I don't know if it's a work. I don't know if it's a shoot. I don't know if he's really leaving and going back to WWE. It's very bizarre that they added this mask versus career stipulation on AEW Rampage this coming Friday live. We're going to see a career versus mask. Preston Vance, number 10 of the Dark Order versus Andrade in a mask versus career match. What did these two guys do to warrant a mask versus career match is what I want to know. All it is them playing up the rumor and innuendo that everybody wants out because they want to go back working for Paul Levesque. Doesn't make sense. And not everything needs to be a shoot on reality. It doesn't need to be that way. It really doesn't. Then we got today, which is ridiculous. Andrade first started off being interviewed by a publication, Mas Lucha, in regards to his time in AEW. Andrade's been teasing the idea of leaving AEW. We don't know if it's legit or not. There was a report that Tony Khan is not granting anybody a release, so I'm going to believe that. I don't think he's letting anybody go. He didn't even let Black go. Malachi is not released. He was given a conditional release to go take care of what he needs to do. Malachi even stated himself, and I'm not going to say that it's not the case because it came from the man's mouth. He asked for his release. He never said he was granted his release. He was given time off to take care of what he needs to do and recalibrate. He was never given his release. Now, if people don't want to be there, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm letting them walk. If you don't want to be here, get the fuck out. But he never released Malachi. If he releases Malachi, it's going to be a very special situation. But if you release one, then you got to release everybody else because Malachi, no matter what he's going through in his personal life, I know at the end of the day that what that man does professionally is very important to him, and he was unhappy professionally to an extent. And if you let somebody go, and that's one of the reasons why I'm unhappy professionally where I am, how many other people are feeling unhappy professionally where they are in AEW? Andrade is definitely one of them. So if you let Black go, you got to let Andrade go. You let Andrade go, you got to let Matthews go. You let Matthews go, you got to let Miro go. Whoever else is fucking unhappy in AEW. But if you don't want to be there, get the fuck out. There's the door. Andrade was interviewed by Mas Lucha, and he opened up about his run in AEW. He also spoke about the touring schedule in WWE. He says, and I quote, "Right now, I feel a little stagnant. I feel like I want more." As he should. He's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. "I feel like although I have a good contract, the schedule is good. I like the schedule because WWE was inhuman. The WWE schedule was inhuman. So if he wants to go back there, right, just think about this. Everybody's saying he wants to go back there, but here he is saying the schedule is inhuman. If they let him go and they release him and he goes back to WWE, he would be walking back into something that he already blasted in this interview as inhuman. That's not somebody that wants to work the rigorous schedule because you know when he goes back there, he's going to be given that rigorous schedule. It was quite a lot. People cannot imagine. They think because he is fighting on TV, it's the only time he fights. There are non-televised matches in other cities and other countries. Right now, it's difficult because I want more. I feel like I want more now that Roosh is back in the fold and Roosh is all elite. It's the pressure that we want more. Understandable. This is Tony Khan's fault. You brought somebody like this in who is a world-renowned professional wrestler, somebody that should have been on his way to great success in WWE. You bring him in, and right from the gate, you mismanage him. He goes through Vicky Guerrero and then Chavo Guerrero, and then he's managing fucking Matt Hardy's Hardy family office. Then he gets Jose. I mean, I don't understand why Andrade and the aspect of Andrade has been dropped so terribly. All you need to do is follow the blueprint of what Paul Levesque did for Andrade. Give him a female manager, go out and get somebody, and have that be the same foundation that Triple H used when Andrade first hit that hot streak in NXT. Same thing would happen in AEW. Get him somebody notable that could speak for him. Get him somebody that's going to be a great companion and a great compliment to who he is and what he brings to the table. Jose is not that. Vicky Guerrero was not that. Chavo Guerrero was not that. They've dropped the ball 3 times already. It's inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. Then all of a sudden, we see people coming out on social media, and Sammy Guevara is one of them. Sean Spears tweeted something saying goodbye. He posted a GIF saying goodbye. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's in reference to Andrade. Some people thought it was in reference to Andrade. Some people thought it was him, that he may be leaving the company. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. I really don't even give a shit. I'm too old for these fucking games. I just want to see shit play out on fucking TV. I'm not on Twitter all day long to figure out what the fuck is real and what storyline. I don't want to do that. Not everything needs to be a fucking work shoot. It's ridiculous. Sammy Guevara says Andrade got his AEW job because of Ric Flair. Now, apparently, Andrade went on this interview, and in this interview with Mas Luchas, there was a question brought up about Sammy and the backstage fights with Eddie Kingston and all this other stuff that happened at All Out. And he mentioned something in regards to Sammy Guevara, that he got involved with Eddie Kingston. And Sammy Guevara apparently mentioned that Andrade hits a little stiff. He hits a little hard when they're in the ring together. Oh, I'm sorry. You're a fucking professional wrestler. You're not some fucking face model. You're not some, MMM, maximum male model. I mean, I don't understand this. You're a professional wrestler. Now, I get what you're saying. You don't want to be fucking legitimately punched in the fucking face, and maybe you should take it easy. But you're going in there and throwing your body around. This is a contact sport. But Sammy Guevara is complaining that Andrade hits hard. I'm sorry. This is what you signed up for. I don't understand this. He's complaining that Sammy Guevara is complaining that Andrade hits hard, but he's got no fucking problem being thrown off a goddamn fucking blood and guts cage through a table. He's got no fucking problem breaking his fucking neck every single time he wants to get in the ring, jumping off ladders and jumping off the top rope to the outside and jumping through this and jumping through that. 630s off the top rope, landing on his fucking shoulder, on his head, on his ass, on his hip. I mean, give me a fucking break. You want to claim that Andrade hits too hard, but then you don't want to take into account what you're doing is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than what you're accusing Andrade of. I don't get it. You're a professional wrestler. Suck it up or shut the fuck up. I've never seen so many fucking people in one company cry babies is all they are in this locker room. Who's not getting this? Who's not getting that? Who's not on TV? This and that. I get it. Do something about it. You got a guy who is weak as a boss. I'm sure if you speak up and do something, you'll get what you want. So Andrade did an interview. He claimed there was a backstage incident with Sammy Guevara after Guevara allegedly claimed he was hitting too hard during a match. So he talked about this in the same interview and says this, and I quote, "I learned about the gossip initially via social media with many headlines saying, the guy fought this guy and all that. Everyone usually stays in the same hotel on Wednesday for Dynamite until the Thursday after. I trained in the gym, and then a guy reached out to me and asked if I heard about the altercation about All Out, CM Punk and the Elite and all this stuff. And I was like, what? When? What happened? I learned that there was an issue between Kenny Omega and CM Punk. Two of them have always greeted me well, and I've got nothing bad to say about them. And the same goes for the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. They are all good with me, but I did have one issue with a wrestler, and I'm going to say his name. It was Sammy Guevara. I had an issue with him because he once came to the locker room and complained we hit him too hard. It's wrestling. Solve it in the ring. If I hit hard, hit me hard too. I mean, I don't get it. Andrade's basically saying what I said. If you are getting hit him back just as hard. You're a fucking wrestler. You're not a ballet dancer. I learned that he came in and that he accused me like a little girl. After I learned about it, I spoke to him and asked if he had an issue with me, but he said he did not, and that's all there was to it. It's funny because not even in WWE, for example, Sheamus likes to hit, and all my respect for him because he loves to hit hard and loves the strikes. He's wild. Even The Miz likes to throw strikes. Now that's fucking, if Andrade is saying The Miz has no problem getting hit and throwing hits, and Sammy Guevara does, we have a fucking problem there, bro. That doesn't make Sammy Guevara look good at all. Not even John Cena complained about me. So if he did not complain, imagine this kid who was just starting. But there's that. So Guevara responded and says, you didn't say, actually Andrade says this first, I'm sorry. Andrade said, I said it to your face. If you have a problem with me and you said nothing, I won't beat your ass because I'm a professional. Don't be scared. When I say something, I name names and I'm not scared to get fired. Hashtag Sammy. Guevara responded, you didn't say shit to me, you liar. But here's some truth, you ungrateful prick. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law. Are you really mad at me or mad at yourself for failing to get over for a second time? Just go back to WWE like we all know you want to and fuck off. Again, it's possible that this is all a work to build towards the match. A match, I don't know who would be interested in a one-off. I don't really understand. They're both fucking heels. So what are we doing here? Sammy Guevara is a heel. He's still parading around with his wife with these obnoxious fucking lovey-dovey photos, right? That's great. It fits his heel character. But Andrade has not been on TV. He's got no momentum. He's not a babyface to go against Sammy Guevara's heel. So what are we doing? Are we building a feud online between Andrade and Sammy Guevara because Andrade's not getting anything of substance on TV and this is the best you got? We got to start shit out of thin air, take it from a dose of reality and make it seem like it's legit while it's all a work. Now, I get people love this type of shit. They love the drama. They love the chaos. They love all this shit. But Jesus fucking Christ, man, I am not like that. First of all, it doesn't make any sense. Number two, coming out of All Out with Punk and Omega and the Elite, you want a harmonious locker room. And here you are, you're online, you're on social media, coming off in this way, acting unprofessional, acting immature, acting like children, right? When this could easily come off to a casual as, oh shit, I thought everything was getting back to being better, and then they see this? That's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Fans don't want to see this shit. This, to me, is leaving a bad taste in people's mouths, and it exposes AEW for their lack of compelling writing. And that's a fucking problem. I feel like, and it's not all over the place, but I do feel that a huge aspect of the company that has kind of gone away and it feels a little weak compared to what it was is the lack of compelling writing. Nothing really is compelling. They feel like, they got all this rumor and innuendo and all this speculation online that they want to feed into that and take that and kind of throw it in the fans' face and pretend that it's real by turning it all into a fucking work. It doesn't work that way. I don't mind that once in a while, but every fucking thing, every storyline seems to be some fucking shoot that's turned into a work. Or some dose of reality that could be real that's turned into a fucking work shoot. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. And if this is a shoot, social media managers need to be hired immediately for AEW. Or their fucking phones need to be taken away and they are told what to tweet. We got to go back and be fucking, all authoritative over the WWE roster with their fucking phones and what they tweet. You don't see WWE superstars tweeting this shit. You don't see WWE wrestlers tweeting this freely and this openly without any fucking, consequence. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, it may be It may be an angle. It may be an angle. I honestly do think that at the end of all of this is probably going to end up on fucking Dynamite. And Andrade tweeted this. He says, okay, I'm a liar. See you on Wednesday, which obviously tells everybody that what you just read is building towards a match on Wednesday for the anniversary show. How do we make Andrade happy after he went out on a publication, a wrestling publication, and expressed that he wants more? He wants to be happy. You don't think Tony Khan got a wind of this fucking interview before it got published? Yeah, we'll put him on the anniversary show and we'll come up with some bullshit that he wants to go to WWE and spin it into a storyline with Sammy Guevara. Not a good look. Not a good look. AEW really needs to get back to the basics and start doing what they did back when everybody fell in love with them. And the compelling writing seems to have gone away, and they are on this kick about taking everything that supposedly is a shoot and turning it into a shoot, a work shoot or work to rile the fans up and get interest that way. It's lame. It's lame, and it really exposes what their main weakness is, and that is in their creative and in Tony Khan trying to book creatively for everybody on the roster. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this extra today. Let me know what you think down below. I will see you all live tonight after NXT. As always, we'll go over everything that happens on the show. Follow me on social media for all the latest updates. I'll be live tweeting as well at JD from NY206 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that thumbs up. I need 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS Extra. And make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Like I said, I'll see you live tonight after NXT. Enjoy your Tuesdays. And I'll see you hopefully back here with some good news in regards to NXT. Hopefully a return to somewhat of the black and gold. I'll see you guys later.